Hi, it's Dr. John Baker, Baker Chiropractic in Longview, and I wanted to talk to you today about a topic that I've talked about before, and that's about motor vehicle accident trauma. You know, when you go to the doctor and he or she is doing an exam on you about the things that got hurt during a car wreck or auto accident, it's important for you to list all the things that got hurt, not just what hurts the worst that day, because next week the thing that hurts the worst could be different than what's hurting that day the most. And so you need to list all the things that are hurting after the wreck that weren't hurting before, or the injuries that you had that, oh, I noticed this is bothering me now. I never had a problem with that before the car wreck. Which brings up a topic that's kind of a personal irritant to me, and that's when a doctor asks someone, does this hurt? And people will get into this over nuanced semantics about, well, it doesn't hurt. It's sore, but it doesn't hurt. Well, I'm 58 years old, and unfortunately in my life I've had pain, and I never have to go into these highly differentiated levels of pain versus hurt versus soreness versus whatever else there is. Pulling, that's another big one. Um, Hurt means it's painful, it's an unpleasant feeling. I don't know how to go into it a lot deeper than that, because I think people overthink when they hear the word hurt. For some reason, some people think that means a pain that's as big as the sky. It's something nagging, horrible. No, it means zero means it doesn't hurt at all. You feel great. One means it's bothering you. So there's a threshold from it feels great, no problem, till, well, it's actually bothering me, and that's pain. It might be just a level 1 pain as opposed to a level 10, but it's still pain. And so when a doctor asks you, does that hurt? Please, it either does hurt or it doesn't hurt. Don't go into this nagging business about, well, it's sore or it's pulling or all these other, because your meaning probably does not mean the same as the doctor's meaning of things. So if we could just arrive at a common term of hurt means it doesn't feel wonderful. There's a change from wonderful. It's gone to one. Um, so listing all the things that have been injured or that hurt now that weren't bothering you before the wreck. Changes in general. If you've got a hitch in your get along, whatever that means, if you're limping now and you weren't limping before the accident, you need to talk about that. If you have changes in your bowel and bladder habits and you were fine before the wreck, that certainly is something that's very important to mention. So even things like inability to do the activities of daily living, um, going to the bathroom, washing yourself, getting out of the tub, whatever that you normally do on a daily basis, cooking dinner, and now you've got great difficulty or even can't do it at all or have to enlist the help of your spouse, your mate, family member, whatever, that's something you need to tell the doctor. All these things are important because they're sequelae. They happen as a result of, or proximately caused if you're a lawyer, by that accident. Those are things that the doctor needs to know. That how are you different now than you were before the wreck? So when you're going through the exam or the history of what's been going on since the wreck, I think the best thing to do before you go to the doctor's visit is to kind of get you a piece of paper and a pen, write those things down. Hey, since the wreck, I've had headaches. They last for an hour. Nothing makes them go away, or whatever your symptoms are, because it really will cut down on the time that your doctor has to do this Sherlock Holmes deal with you of figuring out what's different now than before the wreck. And the same thing applies if you've had an on-the-job injury, a workers' comp injury. You need to sit down and figure out, how am I different after my accident than I was before the accident? Don't make things up, for goodness sake. That's the worst thing you could do. but faithfully report those things that are different, that are changes that you can attribute to your accident. So if you do that, the exam, the history taking, all that will go much faster. It will be more accurate, and your doctor, especially if it's me, will thank you very much for it because it makes his or her job easier. So that's my rant for today. It's just a little one. It's not a long rant, but it is important that you don't try to hide anything from your doctor. You don't try to minimize things, but you don't try to overblow things. You try to report things as honestly, clearly as you can, and you try to use common language. Hurt. What does hurt mean? Don't go into this. No, it doesn't hurt. It's really sore. The pain is. I guess there's pain. Don't do that. It drives the doctors crazy, and they won't do as good a job of reporting your injuries if they don't know everything that's feeling bad now that didn't feel bad before. So anyway, Baker Chiropractic, if you get hurt on the job, get hurt in a wreck, remember us. We're in Longview, Texas. The number is 903-753-5400. Thanks. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.